Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, June 22nd. Thank you so much for joining into our weekly ACA, AHCA webinars. Hopefully we'll be able to reduce that title once something gets through the Senate. For those of you that are new to this format, I do run these weekly webinars, again, every week, Thursday at 9:30, and they really started back in 2013 as a way to really keep everyone informed with all of the changes, the upcoming changes at that time. And again, we're in the same situation where hopefully you are finding these informative to keep you abreast of all the changes and the potential changes with the AHCA. My name is Deb Wilkinson. I'm the Vice President of the Health Plan Options Department here at URL Insurance Group. I oversee what's left of the individual health segment and the group segment for URL, and happy to talk about our offerings if you are new to URL and have not been exposed. Couple of different ways that you can ask questions during the webinar is you can raise your hand icon, which is on the control panel to the right of your screen, or you can type in your questions in the question box and I'll answer those at the end of the webinar. So just as a test, if you can raise your electronic hand, let me know if you can hear me okay and see my screen, that would be great. Let's see here, I'm not getting any hands. There are some hands. All right, great. Perfect. So let's jump right into to the agenda. Last week, I did keep this in from last week because I do think it's important to remind everyone, since this phase one of this new special election period verification process is going to be implemented tomorrow. And I'm going to pop to a different screen here and kind of take you through the process. Essentially, and I did talk to Gabriel at the marketplace yesterday, which was always an interesting event, talking to folks at the marketplace. Last week I did share this chart with you. The PowerPoint is attached as a handout, so if you're interested in reviewing it further, you can either print that off, or if you want me to email you the PowerPoint, I can do that as well. In a nutshell, if people have a loss of coverage and they're not currently on the marketplace and haven't been through the marketplace, then they are going to be asked to provide proof of that loss of coverage. What I did find out yesterday is that at the time the insured makes application, they can upload that documentation. This screen seems to indicate that they'd make application, an SVI, which is a verification issue, would be created. They'd have 30 days to get everything in. So what Gabriel told me yesterday, and again, this is from one of the workers at healthcare.gov, said that when they make application, they can either pen the case and then the SVI is created, 30 days to get in that documentation. They can send it or upload it. But there's also the ability to, at the time of application, upload it, and then there's not a delay. Again, that's what I was told. Whether that comes to fruition or not, I'm not really sure. But if any of you are still working on the FFM or with your clients on the FFM and you hear something about that process, I would love your feedback. And then phase two starts in August, and that would be the qualifying events of marriage, adoption, Medicaid denials, etc. So that's kind of going to be the catch-all in August. On to the next bullet point. I did create this webinar on Tuesday, so GOP senators were set to release a discussion draft of their version of the American Health Care Act. That actually is supposed to be released, the talking points or the discussion draft, later this afternoon. There is some things leaking out. They did talk about the vote expected on that Senate bill the end of next week, and the senators are describing the bill as similar to the House-passed AHCA, and this is what I found out yesterday. They're saying that the similarities on from the House bill to the Senate bill is that they would repeal the individual mandate tax, whether it will be an immediate or a phase out. We've heard both throughout this transition, so I'm not sure how that will happen. The good news is the repeal of the individual mandate tax, phase out of Medicaid expansion, and the change in the way it is funded. That's going to be a positive for many states, I'm sure. Previously discussed was giving like a grant, a lump grant to states to use the Medicaid funds. So there you go. Can you? Hopefully now. Well, I'm not quite sure what to do. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna barrel through, and hopefully you can hear me. You can at least see the screen. Hopefully, if you have specific questions, give me a call. I'm happy to walk you through it. Establish the tax credits to help people buy insurance, more generous for older or poorer Americans, make it easier for states to opt out of the ACA mandates for pre-ex and essential health benefits, and taxing of employer health plans. The Senate seems there's a lot of chatter where the Senate seems to indicate that they would be open to taxing employer health plans. This is the employer exclusion, and this is, you know, that's something that would affect every worker, every person that gets insurance from their employer. You know, obviously that it could be a taxed benefit, or it or it could eliminate the ability to pre-tax any health insurance premiums. They say that about $260 billion is generated in income through payroll and income taxes. So that would, you know, that would be generated if this employer exclusion would take place. There's also additional information, and I did put it in a handout for the Senate article, and that's for you to review. But some of the things they talked about was, you know, what is waivable. And they talk about essential health benefits, the actuarial value being eliminated for states that do choose to waive, no charging the sicker, you know, folks with additional premium. They talk about the cost share reductions. The cost share reductions seem to be in the Senate version of the AHCA, and which is a huge sticking point for many insurers, because that's money going back to them to offer these cost share reductions. So looks like that might be extended with the Senate bill through 2019, 4-year reinsurance to stabilize the market. They talk about subsidies only up to 350% and below 100%, which typically went to Medicaid. So how they're going to slide those subsidies by percentage of income, it almost seems that, you know, that subsidies might be available for those lower income folks as opposed to going on to Medicaid programs. So again, a lot happening, nothing definitive yet. We'll probably all find out together this afternoon when anything is released. There is also, you know, Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner Teresa Miller wrote to Senator Toomey and was talking about the cost share reductions and how they really needed to make it clear to carriers, because the Pennsylvania insurers, she said, are committed to the market, but you know, it's not a given, and any change in the market could change their willingness to participate in our state exchanges. She said that insurers estimate rate increases of 20.3% if the cost share reductions are not paid, and 23.3% if the individual mandate is repealed. If you recall, the commissioner said that the average increase on filings was 8.8%. So you can see that there's a significant increase if these cost share reductions are not guaranteed, and it seems that the Senate bill may be doing that. Also, for additional Pennsylvania news, State Senator Mario Scavello from Monroe County actually sponsored a bill that's currently looking for co-sponsors to allow agents to charge a consultation fee, change Act 147, and charge that consultation fee when commissions are not being paid. So I think that's for all of you that are in this individual market. I think that's a positive, and there was a lot of grassroots level help on this, and actually one of our agent partners has really taken the lead in discussing a lot of this with Senator Scavello, and really helped get this ball rolling. So you know who you are, so thank you for doing that. Let's see, last but not least, in this week's healthcare reform newsletter, Maryland Insurance Administration is seeking applicants to serve on the advisory committee. There is a link in the reg review under our compliance or legislative update corner. So if you are interested in becoming a member or applying to become a member of that advisory committee, take some time to look at my newsletter and make application. So let's get on to the next items. Capital Across, I mentioned this last week, auto renewal project. They are going to auto renew anyone that they've not heard from 10 days prior to the renewal date. I just want you to beware, because if they start this auto renewal, I can just imagine the nightmare of a group sending in renewal paperwork late, or their process for renewing is done late, and CAP has already initiated the renewal project for their prior plan. So just be mindful of that. We're going to get these renewals out. In fact, Capital now emails you the renewals directly, so you're going to get them the same time we do. Again, what we do on the renewal process is look at those renewals, quote other options, other carrier options, give you high, low as compared to what they have, and also make a recommendation. So I think that's a really helpful to everyone when we're in the heat of the moment of fourth quarter. And just be mindful, those 12/1 renewals are expected to come out the first or second week of August. So we have less than 2 months until the action begins. Again, just be mindful of the time and let us help you as much as possible. Sticking with Capital, they are offering for October, November, and December 17 renewals. There are some groups out there that are still a calendar year plan but have, for instance, a 12/1 renewal or a 10/1 renewal. And Capital is offering a program to switch from calendar year to contract year for, again, the 10, 11, and 12/1 renewals. And they're going to give a $100 per enrolled one-time premium holiday for switching. So we'll get more details on that, but again, I wanted you to be mindful of that. I already talked about what Gabriel said about the documentation when you are making application on the marketplace and you need proof. So already went over that one. Pinnacle UPMC merger. This is something, UPMC is definitely coming into the mid-state, and we are in the midst in Pennsylvania, not only in Pennsylvania but nationally, of hospital acquisitions and mergers. This is just another one, and it's expected to, we're expected to hear something in the news by the first week in July, so in a short couple weeks. Obviously, in Central PA, or those that write in Western PA with UPMC, that could really change the landscape in Central PA. Will it be good? Will it be bad? That's yet to be determined, but again, we'll keep watching for that and keep you updated. Wanted to give you a few items to mark the save the date. August 23rd, I'm having a seminar at URL. It's going to be an eggs and issues, so we'll serve you some breakfast and give you 2 CEs. And the topic is going to be, it's going to be run by Prime Pay. And the topic's going to be the top 10 items to review for healthcare reform compliance. Again, the timing I think is good for all those, the bulk of the 12-1 and 1-1 renewals. It's going to talk about, you know, obviously evaluating grandfathered status, plan documentation requirements, HRA integration, premium reimbursement accounts, employee changes, mandates, information reporting, and just a lot of other things. It's a 2 CE credit course, and just keep watching for details on that. And if you have the need, register early, because I believe that we may fill up quickly. So once that goes out, please register if you think you even will attend. Also, don't forget to register for our Medicare Connections and or the Leaders Conference. It is a 2-day event. The Medicare Connections meeting is, or conference is September 6th. It's an 8 to 4 type of event, and you're going to get a preliminary look at the Medicare offerings for 2018 sales. There are, I believe, 8 to 10 carriers that will be there. And then the next day, September 7th, will be the Leaders Conference, where if you have an interest in other lines such as health, annuities, life markets, disability, employee benefits, all the other lines will be discussed at the Leaders Conference the following day. So again, if you have any interest, go to this is on our website. Go to our website and register. You can register for one or both. So we hope to see you there. And that's it. That brings us up to the end of our webinar for today. And as you are formulating your questions, just know that next week, the 29th of Thursday, I will be back here at 9:30 to hopefully answer your questions. So let's see what we have. Let's see what we have here for questions. Probably everybody telling me we can't hear you. Yes. Tammy asks, taxing health plans, would that apply to any size group? Yes, it's going to be an all or nothing. Again, I don't have many details. It's been talked about for quite some time. How it all shakes out, if it even shakes out, is yet to be determined. I will be interested to see if it is part of the Senate's discussion draft that they're going to release. Dave says, is there talk of eliminating the unnecessary burdensome metal level calculations? Dave, there is, and that's part of the waivers for the states, that they have the ability to not adhere to actuarial values. Man, I just thought of a world without actuarial values. That would be great. Tracy says, please ask all the agents in Pennsylvania to write or call their senators and ask them to co-sponsor the memo that Senator Scavello just added, and for the Act 147. So please, if you have any interest in doing that, if you have any interest in really, you know, preserving your livelihood and, you know, helping to save this industry, I would urge you to contact your state senator and ask them to co-sponsor Mario Scavello's bill. I have information, if you don't know who your senator is, to send you. And that is about it. Brings us up to the end of the questions. Again, I thank you all so much for joining in every week. There is going to be a lot coming now that the Senate is releasing that draft, and I just hope you keep joining in and being that resource for your clients. Honestly, I think that's how you make headway in this industry. And when everybody is pounding that payment for the 12-1 and 1-1 renewals, take some time to educate yourself and be that resource for your clients. You will certainly reap the benefits. So again, thank you so much. Enjoy the balance of your week and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.